Happy birthday to all the wonderful Scorpios out here. We're about a week into Scorpio season, and I love me a Scorpio, for real. Y'all bring the mystery, the intensity, all that good, willing to dive deep into conversations and things that people usually don't want to talk about, all that taboo shit, death, rebirth, transformation. That's what it's all about. So happy birthday to you. And I hope y'all are having a great solar return and enjoying your season. For the rest of us who are not Scorpios, we're still here for it. We've got a new moon happening, and that's the sun and the moon at the same degree in the same sign. And this will be happening at 9 degrees of Scorpio in the sign of Scorpio. So, ayo, here we are. Oh my gosh. This one packs a punch. This one packs a transformative punch. That's for sure. So, before getting too into it, I wanted to read from our lovely book here since we've got a new moon going on and the Scorpio energies are heavy. Best believe we're going to read here about what Scorpio is all about. And I love these definitions from this author here. So, let's get right into it. The signs of Scorpio and Cancer share the tough exoskeleton of the crustacean. Those scorpions are arthropods that must be routinely shed through molting. The process of change and growth is often evoked in the attributes of its zodiac sign, which carries association with death and transformation, strength and introspection, pain and regeneration. Molting is a delicate and painful process that the planets of Pluto and Mars, Pluto, lit. Let me start that over. That the planets of Pluto and Mars rule Scorpio only heightens this association with transition and change. Some astrologers, such as Juliana McCarthy and Carol Taylor, envision Scorpio as a shaman, a master of instinct and controlled passion. Like the shaman, the sign plunges deeply into ego deaths and disaster, only to reemerge. Planets that orbit into Scorpio will respond to its quiet intensity, while Mars's influence is not aggressiveness as much as retribution for those who have hurt or betrayed them. Robert Hand points out that of all the water signs, only Scorpio will fight, but it is usually only in defense. Because Scorpio is a fixed sign, its nature is action, to do and to maintain. Ooh, there's a lot of different points in this, and let's try to get through this with some understanding here. So, first of all, because this new moon is happening in Scorpio, we want to look to who rules Scorpio. So I practice Hellenistic astrology, and in traditional astrology, Hellenistic astrology, the ruler of Scorpio is Mars. However, with modern astrology and the understanding and discovery of Pluto that has come within the years, Pluto has also been assigned to rule Scorpio as well for those modern astrologers. So, whichever way you want to look at it, Mars or Pluto, you can look at it that way. Today I'll be focusing on Mars, but to each their own. Anyways, so Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio. That's water and fire, right? Scorpio being water, Aries being fire. And having Mars rule both of these signs is quite interesting, and it looks very different. An astrologer who I follow and really enjoy refers to Mars being in Aries as like an AK-47, if you want to think about it like that, right? It's just going for it. Mars in Aries, that's the warrior. That's the motherfucker at the front line, ready to stand up and die for your cause in quite a physical, literal sense. However, Mars in Scorpio still in its home, prefers to take things a little bit more slow, a little bit more concentrated, a little bit more precise. That's what we're looking at here. Rather than violent, aggressive type of approach, we are looking at more of a sniper, if you may, right? A sniper, in order to even be able to maintain that, you have to have quite good patience and precision. You don't have multiple opportunities to go for something. You just got to hit your target, and you have to be fixed enough, Scorpio, fixed sign, to be able to have the patience to do that. And to withhold those shots when it's not ready, but when you're ready to go for it. So that's kind of that energy of Mars that Scorpio likes to take and likes to exude. And so that's a lot of what we're feeling right now. So, that being said, we want to look to see where Mars is right now as this lunation occurs for us. And Mars is in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer also was mentioned here in the script we read, because being a crustacean and all, the crab, it is sensitive. And so Mars doesn't typically like to be so much in Cancer because it is more withdrawn, more sensitive. Not to say that Scorpios aren't sensitive, but it looks very different. Like a Scorpio and a Cancer is super different, we all know that in that way, but Mars is there nonetheless. And I feel like this is actually bringing up a lot of ancestral and home kind of healing, a lot of rebirth and transformation that is coming from a place of realizing, I might be carrying a load that was passed down to me. And quickly getting into that, into healing things that we inherited from our family, from our mother's side, from our father's side. Inevitably, we all have it. If you have kids, no matter how much work you put in, it's just one of those things where you realize, oh shit, regardless, I'm passing down some stuff. So let's have some grace again for ourselves and for our parents and for our ancestors who came before us. I'm sure they have done or are doing the best they can do with what they had to work with. And same thing for you is what you're also doing. However, right now might be just one of those times where you are being invited to set forth on a new path, that new moon energy where you're planting new seeds. What are the things that you do want to carry down with you in your family line? It's not always spirit of greed, energy of lust, energy of not completing anything that is passed down. Sometimes we do have things that are great too. Libra season, I got to spend a lot of time with family, and the the only grandma I have left on my mom's side, like all my biological grandparents have passed away. However, on my mom's side, my grandma's youngest sister, she's the only one living on my grandma's side there. So she's represents that side of the family for us, and the Mashaure side of who I am. And it's been so beautiful to get to know her. She was over out here in Canada from the UK for a month, and just about a month, and I took advantage of that time to get to understand her more, and what makes me me. And it was so amazing to just spending time with family. Understanding your family makes you understand yourself. She told me some stories about, her mom, my great grandma, and how she used to be. And I was like, oh shit, word. And, she was a little hot headed. And my mom has a lot of patience. Like, there's certain things that I just didn't understand where I got this from. And not that I was actively questioning, but when things start to click, you start to get these answers. It makes sense. And so there's the good things and maybe the not so great things that I'm really understanding more and more about myself. And it's just been a beautiful journey. But the reason why I'm telling you all this is because certain topics like that may just be coming up because this is a time of transformation. And because of what's happening with Mars right now being in Cancer, a lot of it does have to do with ancestral stuff, does have to do with home stuff, family stuff, healing, right? Healing that mother, the mother wounds might be coming up too right now. And so these are things that we are being invited to see in a different light and to shed, to be able to shed some of the things that are holding us back again from being able to soar and to fly. Because once we hit Sagittarius season, woo, and this isn't just because I'm a Sag rising, but for real, Sagittarius is like optimism, freedom, let's go. And the best way to prepare for that is to take advantage of Scorpio season and to let things die that just need to die off. Seriously, this transformation, I know we talk about it often, but right now it's the time. And our ancestors are here to help us, to guide us through that. And, you know, oftentimes when I just don't know what to do, when I see certain cycles and patterns repeating themselves within me, and I just know that this is something that needs closer attention. This is something that needs to be let go of. I can get quite overwhelmed. And I'm learning that during this time, especially Scorpio time, I do have that access to those who have come before me and can guide me and help me get to where I need to go. And they understand where we are, they understand where we've been because they have been there too. One day we will die and be ancestors to those we leave behind too. And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I really, really do. And so I encourage you, if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? I know I have these things that I need to work on. I know that there's these cycles I need to break. There's this transformation that just really needs to happen. Where do I start? Ask for help. Ask your ancestors for help, those who've been there before you. Help me guide me to where I need to go, to how I can heal this. May you help me see God's love in everything. May you help me see God's intention in everything. These are things we can work with our ancestors on. And our ancestors can guide us closer and closer to this magnificent truth of who we are. And that way we shed the skin of who I'm not, that I'm not capable, that I don't deserve love, that I don't deserve good things, that I'm not worthy. No, joy lives in you. Peace lives in you. Change lives in you. You are capable of change. You are capable of transforming your life and learning through these cycles of birth and rebirth and honoring the old versions of you, honoring the way you used to think, but being able to drop that and move on to new thought patterns, things that work for you and not against you. That's what we want to drop off the shit that's not working for us. I'm running out of time like usual, but I did a pre-shuffle and the page of bongs, which is the page of cups, is what came up for us. And, there's a fish hopping out of a bong into the ocean there. Believe in the unbelievable. And the best way to do that is to observe your own growth and change and transformation and know see how far you've come and see that you can get even further. Okay. we do have to wrap this up. I wish I could talk to y'all forever. I really do. But I got to go. Let's take a deep breath in together and out. Go for that change and transformation. Happy new moon.